What's up, everyone? Welcome to episode number 3 of Cheesing with every unit till Grandmaster. Now, in the last episode, we had a bit of a rough time. We got 3 Zerg units and we lost with 2 of them. But to look at the positive side, we did win with Brute Lords, which I thought was going to be one of the hardest units. And I'm still very confident we can get to Grandmaster. Let's have some fun. All right, the first game of the day is against a Terran. Now, I didn't explain this in the last episode, I believe, but losing 2 games early on, hey, it's our first Terran game. Losing 2 games early on in a challenge like this is actually extra painful. So what happens when you have a fresh account is that all MMR gains and losses are enhanced significantly because the system doesn't know where you belong, what rank you belong at, right? So it boosts you or it downgrades you extra fast, which means that at the start, you typically get about 100 MMR per win or loss. So after 2 losses, we are 400 MMR below where we would be if we won those last 2 games. And that's 400 MMR that I'm never going to get back because the MMR gains are going to be less and less. Now, I haven't really given too much thought to the Terran units yet because I don't think Terran units are... Like, I think with all of these units, you can do a pretty decent cheese. I think the worst one probably has to be the Raven, right? Like, keep in mind, even though we did get 2 losses, I want to be as smart as I can with my units and try to do the weakest one at the lowest MMR possibly and the strongest one at the highest MMR possible. And I think the weakest Terran unit here is going to be the Raven, right? So I'm also going to have to figure out something to do with the medevac, I suppose, and SCVs. Or, well, I mean, if it's not doable, then we don't have to, but I like to explore every possibility, of course. Now, with the Ravens, I was thinking we could play against the Terran, which we are playing right now, and then I could maybe go for like a super fast double proxy starport Raven. We're also playing on an extremely laggy server. Yeah, dude, I swear. I get Singapore so often, playing on 235 ping. I'm glad that the Ravens don't need to be microed too significantly. Now, just in case you guys forgot about the rules are not that strict. I just have to do a cheese or a crazy strategy based on a unit. Like with the Raven, I could also play straight up mass Ravens in the macro game, and that will also be okay. But I do want to sprinkle in some dirty proxies here and there. That would be a lot of fun. Now, I'm not quite sure if doing double proxy starport on one base is really going to be such a good strategy, but I do really want to go for it. I think it's a strategy I've done once before. I think I did it against a Zerg back in... Oh, crap. I didn't realize that my SCV scout was so late. I'm going to have to hide this for a little bit from the Reaper. Let's see, where do I position my own Reaper? It's possible that I'm getting cheesed, of course, right? Don't forget about that possibility. So if I have my Reaper in a too vulnerable spot, that could put us in a significant amount of trouble. Now, if I'm really unlucky, this SCV is still going to get caught, but I think I spend enough time waiting there to dodge the Reaper. And then I'm just going to proxy 2 starports at once. Now, the reason why I kind of want to do this with the Raven is because the Raven, I've explained it a couple times before, but it definitely took a bit of a beating from a couple patches, which means that auto turrets straight up are really not that good in a fight. And if you play one of those games, you end up having to basically just dodge your opponent's army for the entire game, which is definitely fun sometimes. I've definitely enjoyed it, but I also want to see or try and see if I can make this build look strong, you know? If I maybe go in fast enough, I can kill a lot of workers really fast and kind of at least give myself and hopefully you guys some confidence back in the Raven. That'd be fantastic, because the Raven is a really cool unit. I know many of you have loved it since... Why is there just 1 Marine here? Is that a scout? Or is that a misclick? It's kind of hard to tell. That actually sent me into a little bit of an anxiety reaction there, because I was starting to wonder if this guy is going to go for some kind of all-in. Like, if you make Marines instead of Reapers typically in TVT, at least for the first 1, 2, 3 units, it usually means that you're going to go for a cheese. Now, I have run into people doing builds like this before, where they just open up with a Marine, especially on maps where it's pretty easy to defend that Reaper cliff there. But I am a little bit on high alert. Like, there are a couple of units... I mean, it's always the case when I do my challenges, right? There are a couple of units that I... What the hell is that? That is 5 million IQ. Sadly, he didn't have enough Hellions to kill that, but that's actually a sick trap. But I would, like, for example, a Thor drop would be incredibly scary. Like, what the hell am I gonna do against Thor? Wait, is he not gonna kill this? Oh, spoke too fast. Okay, so this guy has 1 million Hellions. I can just chill up here. I kind of have to make a bunker. Like, this could be Hellbats, right? I really didn't consider Hellbats to be one of the units that I can't beat with Ravens, but now I think about it, that's actually kind of a scary thing to go up against. Now we'll see. I don't know if it's Hellbats yet, or maybe he just really likes making Hellions. Okay. Oh, wait. Yeah, it looks like it is Hellbats. You would think Hellbats into a Thor, perhaps? Right? god, that's so many units actually. Guys, oh my god, this is actually terrifying. What the hell? This is really not something that I expected to be terrifying, but it actually kind of is. Oh my goodness. The early Hellbat attack, we're going to have to use my SCVs to just make sure that this bunker stays alive. I'm trying to split as well as I can. It's really not going to be easy. And these Hellbats are going to be pretty much uncounterable. No way! Am I going to lose to a freaking one-base Hellbat attack? This looks like something I would do. I guess I might have to bring my Ravens back, but if I do that, then my opponent... Please kill that Raven, thank you. And my opponent's just going to be mining. Now, I do have a bunch of Ravens. Maybe I should have canceled that command center, actually. The moment I realized he was up to no good. I'm afraid he's building a Thor from that, guys. And the first Terran, yeah, I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of looking like a loss here. Now, we might be able to out-micro, especially because he... morph those Hellbats away. That Cyclone is going to die instantly. Maybe I can kill that Viking if he's not paying attention. That would be nice. That is going to die pretty fast. The Viking is going to stay alive for now. Maybe I can do a little bit of micro with this one. I'm going to kill that Hellbat. Like the Thor... Wait, was it actually a Thor? I think he... No, it was a Hellion, right? I think he has cancelled that to make that Viking. Guys, wait, are we still going to clutch this? No freaking way, right? I killed the Hellbat over there. Let me make sure to fly my factory there to block it. He has a Raven. I'm pretty sure the Viking actually died. Wait, I think we might actually be able to clutch this, guys, on freaking no workers whatsoever. I hope so. I really hope he doesn't have more than I think he has. He does have an expansion over here, which I hope doesn't have... Yeah, doesn't have too many workers, indeed. I guess if he's going to run away, I don't have to drop my workers. Or drop my turrets. I mean, this is very comfortable for me. I'm not doing anything right now. He has... I don't know, 2 more SCVs than me or something? It's actually extremely close. We're going to drop an auto turret over here. That should be able to kill at least 1 worker. Going to kill that one too, I think. Exactly, 2 workers going down. That is fantastic. He is now actually building something from that, which I have to imagine is finally the Thor that he cancelled for the Viking earlier. I have another auto turret here, so he's going to lose more SCVs. I need to keep it... Yeah, exactly. I was about to say, I need to keep in mind he also has a Raven, which he can use. Now, auto tires die very fast. Oh, he dropped all of his auto turrets at once. That means I can probably escape losing only 1 worker. That is absolutely fantastic. Now, he's not mining from here yet. He might have a couple of things on his natural. And there is the Thor that I was afraid of. Then make sure to target the low HP workers. That's a really good lift by him, but I am going to be able to kill the mule. And yeah, I mean, you guys tell me. Am I winning? Am I dead? I don't know. He has a Thor, which technically counters everything I have. But tanks are also going to be pretty good against Thors later on. Especially when siege, by the way. I could also consider upgrading Interference Matrix now. I don't think he's going to have money for a second Thor soon, which is good news for us, but it's a little hard to predict exactly when that's going to happen. Yeah, he can't really use that Raven right now. Like, he's going to drop an auto turret and he's going to die to the tank pretty fast. Oh, I need to be so careful with that. Please don't lose... Oh my goodness, I almost lost the high energy Raven there. That was very close. But indeed, the tank cleans up the auto turret. Don't think I lost anything there. And somehow, this game is pretty even. Right? Like, I think we have a pretty similar... I think I might have a couple more SCVs, actually, but he does have the position on the natural, and he does have the Thor, which is the most scary thing in this entire game right now, right? Like, that Thor, you could see what it did to that Raven in just a couple seconds. Now, I'm definitely going to get Interference Matrix, because judging from what he has, his barracks is over here. He can really only make Thors and tanks, right? And both of those get countered really hard by Interference Matrix. If I just keep these 4 Ravens alive, I don't even need to make many more. I just keep these Ravens alive. He dropped an auto turret to try and kill this. That's pretty gangster, actually. And normally I would say it's a mistake because that's a waste of energy. He's not going to kill that. But if he sends a unit now to finish it off before Matrix, then all of a sudden that is very painful. Now, I think I have so many auto turrets now. If he moves out with his Thor to kill that, I think it's going to finish in time. Yeah, it looks like it's going to finish in time. If he sends out the Thor to kill it, I'm pretty sure I'm going to kill the Thor. Like, I have 3 tanks and I have a bunch of turrets. Turrets, once again, not that fantastic right now, but if a Thor is out in the open by itself against 3 tanks and a bunch of turrets, obviously it's going to be pretty good. Now, Matrix is finished, which means we can now counter a bunch of Thors, really. I can just rebuild this tech lab pretty much instantly. Okay, he does have a Banshee. That is pretty terrifying. I don't think he's going to want to chase this forever. He's just going to end up losing that to a couple auto turrets over there. But I also cannot really counter that very easily at all. Let's see, what does he have? He has a Thor over there. He has 2 Thors. Okay, that's a pretty strong army. Like, the thing is, I don't want to use the Matrix too early, right? I'm going to use it now. Here we go. Let's see. I'm just going to start attacking this. If he wants to attack with the other Thor, I'll mess it up too. Actually, I think I can probably go for this. Because he's gonna, like, Thors are pretty slow, and he's gonna use the SCVs to... Maybe I can block him off? Barely not gonna be able to get the block on there, I think. But the Thor is so low HP already. He blocks it with his own SCVs. That Thor is going to fall, and that is beautiful. Now, I am losing my workers, but GG has to be called because he has nothing left. And there we go. All right, man, that was a scare, right? That was almost the first Terran unit. I was literally saying at the start of this video, or start of this game rather, that I'm pretty sure all Terran units are going to be at least pretty decent. The Raven probably the weakest one. I really didn't think that we were going to be on the verge of losing this first game, however. I'm very confident with my Terran units. And I'm super, super happy that we managed to clutch it. The only reason I could clutch it was that one tank, by the way. My opponent kind of gave up. He didn't think I had any money to make units, so he was spreading around these Hellbats. Together, those Hellbats kill the tank, and we win, but he spread them out, and thank goodness he did that. The first game is a dub. Let's go for game number 2. All right, game number 2 is against Smoj Bill, a Terran player. It looks like we got Protoss judging from the tooltip. I was about to say, it'd be freaking hilarious if we have somehow with random a full Protoss episode, then a full Zerg episode, and then a full Terran episode. But we did get Protoss for the second game. Now, what units did we use with Protoss? We used the Colossus, the High Templar, and the Phoenix. I think this game I have 2 ideas here, right? I don't know where I want to build my pylon. I have 2 ideas. The first one was to play Mass Sentry, some kind of ridiculous Mass Sentry build, just because we had so much fun doing that in the last time. Okay, for a second it looked like we were going to lag, but it's actually going to be fine. We're not playing on Singapore this time. And the other one was to try and do some kind of Mass Observer build, because even though you can't really call it a cheese, I'm also allowed to do crazy strategies in general, right? And I was wondering if I could play based on Mass Observers. Like, what I had in mind was, Terrans really like to drop, right? Or send out Liberators, Banshees. I was thinking about, did I just see something on the minimap, or did I trip? Both of those are possible. I was thinking about just maybe even proxying a robo. Let's say I build it here. I just spam observers outside of his base at like literally every possible angle. And then just have 4 Stalkers waiting to intercept everything. That's what I was planning to do as well. Well, let's see. If my opponent's on 1 gas, I think I'll do that. Is he? No, it's a 2-gas build. Okay, then I'm going to go for the Sentry strategy. I think proxying an Observer without making units against someone going for some 2-gas shenanigans. I mean, I am pretty crazy. I also do have some brain cells. Though I did see something, I knew it. That's already too advanced. I'll just go ahead and take the next base then. I don't think this is necessarily that bad for you as Protoss, but I'm not sure if I want to say that confidently while playing Mass Sentries, because my opponent is very clearly going to do something a little cheeky behind this with the double gas. And maybe I'll even go for Sentry only, actually. There's another really cool cheese that you can do with Sentries, which is a Sentry drop, right? You can drop it on the ramp and just force field them out forever. That's also a pretty cool strategy. I think I'm going to go for a second gateway right away, even before Warp Gate here. There we go. And then ideally, I need to get a battery out over there at the front. I think I'll just make that right now. Build it a little further in the back. I don't have enough gas yet to make the second Sentry. That's a bit annoying. Let's see. There's no expansions over here yet. Maybe I could make a pylon here. Like, I just want to be as annoying as possible. Okay, there are a couple things that I am... Wait, why is he... Didn't he just see this? Okay, now I am very confused. Why is he... I was about to say, one thing that would absolutely destroy us instantly, like literally instantly, is kind of similar to the last game, actually. Well, the last game we won, but it's a Thor. Because Sentries do not beat Thors, okay? They absolutely do not. But then I see him make a bunker? Isn't he the one that's on 1 base? I mean... Okay, so there's a starport over here, right? I'm still not sure about the bunker, though. I guess... Wait, what is he going to make from that? The Liberator is also pretty painful against Sentries. I feel like Sentries are mostly good against, like, the quote-unquote normal stuff. Okay, so this guy's making... it was going to be a Hellion drop. I see. Okay. So I guess if I have my... I kind of want to make a forge, actually. For some reason, I feel like making a forge. Also, what I'm going to do is I can just follow the medevac. I don't know how I should split my Sentries, you know? Like, Sentries are... They're actually okay against Hellions, I would say. Like, they're not light anymore, which means they don't take bonus damage from the Hellions, making them pretty okay. But they don't do that much damage that fast. So I'm kind of afraid that my Sentries are just gonna, you know, not gonna kill the Hellions in time. Now, the medevac is over here. I have to imagine that his Hellions are going to arrive at the front over here. I do have a bunch of force fields. This also has a force field over here. I'm going to make a cannon. Guess I'll just get a... Oh! Yes! Look at that. That's so good. Do I have another force field? I'm actually about to have another force field. Oh, he actually came with the medevacs in time. That's unfortunate for me. That was such a cool moment, actually. I'm so happy that I got the double force field there. Now I do... Can I... You know what? I'm going to use Guardian Shield against Hellions. Why not? I mean, I have so many sentries, I might as well. That didn't even die because of the Guardian Shield and the battery. Yo, how is this going so... This is how you defend Hellion drop, guys. If you guys were ever wondering, this is how you do it. And now there's more sentries over here. Wait. And actually... Oh, maybe I put it... No! Oh, I almost got the wall off. I mean, I'm going to kill the Hellions anyway, but that would have been absolutely beautiful if I fully got that off. And there you go. I guess that's just what you do against a freaking Hellion drop. Now, I'm going to make armor upgrades. Or attack upgrades, rather, because they are pretty good for sentries, actually. You might be surprised, but they are. Now, at this point, I can finally start making some extra gateways. I don't know how many gateways of sentries I can actually afford, because sentries only cost gas, pretty much, right? Like, it's 50, 100. They cost a lot of gas. I think there could be another Hellion drop on the way, but the starport did fly away. I do have to be a little afraid of stuff like Liberators. Like, Liberators would actually hurt like crazy against freaking sentries. Now, I guess at this point, I might as well just go up in the bases and keep making mass sentries. One of the most legendary games ever on my channel, by the way, if you guys haven't seen it. It's in the Can You Beat Grandmasters with a single Protoss unit type video, where I beat a Grandmaster Terran in a, I don't know, 35-minute game by only making sentries against like Ghost Liberator tank and stuff. Now, I think what I'm going to do here, guys, is I'm going to use the strategy that I mentioned before. So first I was planning to only make sentries, but this guy looks like he's going to play very campy on tanks. So I'm going to go for the sentry drops, and you guys are 100% going to enjoy this. I already know. I don't know how this is going to go, because the games in this entire series have been incredibly unpredictable so far. But he's very campy. He's probably not going to move out. And I'm... Excuse me. And I'm going to be able to drop force fields, and force fields is mineral line, for example. Like, that's a super, super cool play that I can do. And the moment I see an opportunity, I can go in and force field his ramp, and he's going to be very unhappy seeing it. I really just need gases. Like, I barely need to take these bases for minerals. Like, I should just take, like, a bunch of bases so I can make gas. I can also have non-stop, just hallucinations. Like, I should never not see anything, I think. Let's see, he's still chilling on tanks. His bio upgrades were pretty late, like his stim and stuff. Definitely not super fast. So I'm going to go for the double prism right away. I can also warp sentries in his base, but I kind of like the idea of warping like super high energy sentries more. Like, that just sounds absolutely awesome to me. I guess I'll just warp a couple more over here. I do need to make a lot of cannons, actually. Like, sentries, even though I really think it's a great and underestimated unit, they're not going to be that great if you're out of position against stuff like drops, right? Like, that's when it's going to be a little more painful, I think. Maybe I should just periodically have, like, 3 Phoenixes patrolling around his base. Look at this. I mean, I feel like it's a little bit taxing to do that all the time, but that would be the perfect way to do it, right? Now, we're going to have an 8 sentry drop here, because I should keep warping in at home. Supply is also surprisingly high, by the way. I remember being surprised the last time I played mass sentries, and I'm still surprised, because you can just have so much more than you expect. Now he's moving out. He's probably going to... He made a Thor in the end. What the hell? I said, these guys are on crack today. I mean, just like me, because I'm used to be the one playing insane, but everyone else is playing insane too. And here we go, the mass sentry drop. Yeah, that is beautiful, guys. Look at that mineral line. It's gonna get absolutely decimated. And sentries also just straight up do more damage than you would expect. Like, they really do a pretty decent amount of damage. Now, I guess maybe I don't know if I should really move away from here. Like, this is a good enough... If he's coming back, then we're just completely good, right? I can also just go here. But oh, wait, he's not actually producing another Thor. So he's going to attack me at the front. This base is definitely going to be sacrificed, by the way. I know sentries are good. I don't think they're good enough to, well, beat this, right? I don't think that's ever going to happen. Okay, I do not want to fight against that freaking tank over there shooting me from the low ground. So I'm just going to go back over here. And this is where it gets difficult, because I need to be... I either need to counterattack, or I need to beat this army he has once. Which, oh, he's getting very far forward here, guys. I can force field behind those units. He's not paying attention. Look at this. It's actually beautiful. Oh my god. I think I can kill the Thor like this even. Now, I did run out of supply. Look how good that Thor is against my stuff. My sentries are actually winning this fight, aren't they? It's really close. I don't like the idea of that Thor shooting from the back. I guess now I lost some supply. I might as well just warp into the fight. Here we go. Let me... Oh, stutter step forward. Target the medevac. No, that almost died. Maybe I can still get it, actually. I will get it. Here we go. That Thor is going to die. His main base is still in shambles, and it looks like we have done it with the mass sentries here. I do have to say, these units in the main base are absolute MVPs. Like, look at this. Like, he hasn't been able to reinforce forever. He hasn't mined from this. He's lost 1 million SCVs. Oh, can I force those out? Oh, barely not. That would have been so nice if I got that. But with the Guardian Shield as well, like, his entire main base is just cooked. And now, I can force field behind that tank. Well, the sentries barely don't have enough range, it looks like. He might also be able to lift over. It looks like he's going to do that. I just really want to get that tank. I know it's not worth it when it comes to the resources, but that tank is stronger than anything else, and now I killed it. That means that I can now just force field the ramp again and be completely safe. Oh, I thought I made a Twilight Council, but apparently I didn't. He can just never build anything here anymore. Look at this. He even has pretty good upgrades. He has 1-1. I kind of thought it was going to be 0-0, but he has pretty good upgrades. But he's just never going to be able to build anything. If I target this factory, like, he doesn't even look like he's doing anything right now, because what is he supposed to do, right? I targeted that one down as well. Guess I'll just warp in some more sentries here. I also have... Oh, that's a slow warp, and it always hurts a little bit to see. The factory is dead. Oh, let me actually make sure to force field that correctly. Gonna send one hallucinated Phoenix. I don't know exactly... Wait, does he not have... He had some Marines, didn't he? Did they actually all die to the sentries? I believe this guy is so freaking shell-shocked, by the way. Like, you can tell by the fact just how he's moving his units and stuff that everything is, like, a little slower. Like, his reaction speed is just absolutely gone. Like, he's F2ing his unit. Okay, so he did have a couple of units over here. And this is going to be a fast warp-in, so that's going to be pretty nice. Maybe I can actually do this, target the medevac. That would be nice. Like, it's pretty hard to get out of there if your units are in such a small place. You really need the medevac exactly over them. And there we go. All right. Now, the games today are just absolutely insane. I mean, this entire challenge, I feel like all the games are just going to be absolutely crazy. This is what it looks like when you play mass sentries, by the way. Either you make 5,000 cannons, or you're going to have this. I mean, you can tell my gas is pretty low. I was just waiting for the next warp in, but the mineral's extremely high. But we did manage to do it. And to be honest, my opponent made a pretty big mistake by the army. At some point, I don't think he realized I was going to engage him with the Thors and tanks in his area over here. So he move commanded for a bit too long. But I do think, judging by how much damage to do, we were going to win this anyway. But this was another scary one. I really didn't think he was going to make a freaking Thor. Am I accidentally live, and are they listening to me somehow? Because twice I was talking about the Thors, and so far they made Thors twice, even though the first guy was obviously more going for Hellbats. But that is it for game number 2. Let's play the final game. All right, the final game is against another random player playing on Golden Aura. Now, it is going to be a nice second Terran game. That's going to balance out the amount of times we got on each race so far a little bit. Now, it is a little hard to decide on a strategy against a random player, so let's just think about what would be another relatively difficult unit to do this challenge with. I think Vikings, well, the first thing I thought of was all the starport units, but a lot of them, they're actually pretty decent. Like, if I'm talking about the Vikings, you think about the Penguin Brothers, like Mass Viking, Mass Hellbat, and it actually really doesn't sound so bad. And then you have other units like the Battle Cruiser, which I can also do really strong builds with. Thors as well. So it is not that simple. I even beat a Grandmaster by flying the freaking Starport in his base and making mass Banshees that one time. I would think that a medevac cheese would be the best idea. But if I do a strategy based on medevacs, like the medevacs obviously don't do anything without there being a unit to accompany them with. So what I would think is that maybe I should do a build where I have 1 medevac per unit, which is an absolutely ridiculous ratio, but that could be one of the ways to actually execute a medevac cheese where the medevac is kind of the centerpiece of that, right? Because the healing is going to be insane. Like, I could, for example, play... Maybe if you're playing against Protoss, do like a... It sounds so freaking stupid, actually. I proxy a starport, right? I rally Marauders from home, and I just have 1 medevac per Marauder, and I just juggle them over and over. Something like that. It sounds really stupid, but I mean, who knows? We're gonna have to do something here, right? I left a lot of units on the graphic for a reason. Like, my editor was asking me if you should leave some units out, like the Overseer or stuff like that, right? And I'm like, well, I kind of do want to try everything. Like, I know there are some units that maybe actually can't... I mean, some of them are just useless, right, on the graphic, like Larva or Broodlings or something. But for the most part, I think you can make up something for every unit, as long as the rules aren't too strict. Like, if the rules were you can only make that unit, then yeah, obviously, medevacs and observers and stuff, but there would be no way I can... Wait, did I see an Overlord earlier? I did... Dude, my brain explodes so often when I play this game. Like, I thought I saw an Overlord, but then there was no natural, which just makes no sense. And I'm gonna be honest here, guys. Somehow, I think we might have found the only build that this is going to work against. My opponent is making roaches on one base. There's probably a proxy hatchery over here, if I had to guess. And I'm gonna make marauders right away with oh, this is... I think this is gonna work so freaking well, actually. But I need the medevacs to come out, else this is just gonna turn into a marauder game. Here, I'm gonna make a bunker. Because actually, you do have to make a bunker against this, by the way. Just sometimes I handle things a little too confidently, and I'm scared that you guys copy it, okay? If you play against the one-base proxy roach strategy, please make you're not gonna survive without a bunker, okay? Please make a freaking bunker. Now, I'm gonna have a couple more marauders than I have medevacs, but I guess it just is what it is right now. Starpad just finished pretty late. I could be crazy enough and actually stop making marauders to make a command center to expand. It kind of depends on how many drones my opponent has. Okay, actually, wait, I think he stopped, right? I think he did stop. He has a lot of drones, and I'm pretty sure he stopped mining gas there. This might have been a fake. And I'm not saying that we're behind, because, you know, he did build a hatchery here and a roach warren after all. But this actually does look like it was a fake. I wonder if I could be crazy enough to go for 3cc and actually get away with it. Like, I could stop making units now and go for a third command center and actually get away with it. Let's see. I'm pretty sure he didn't make anything besides 2 roaches. Maybe even drones. Yeah, he did make drones. Okay, that's so insane of me to sacrifice that Reaper, but you guys know me. That's just how I roll. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make a reactor here so I can make more medevacs. And then I'm going to do the 2 medevac, 2 marauder drop. You know what, guys? I wouldn't even be surprised if my opponent would surrender seeing 2 medevacs. Because, like, who drops, you know, 2 marauders with 2 medevacs? Like, if you see 2 medevacs arrive in your base with boost, don't you just assume that it's gonna be, like, at least almost full? Right? Like, I'm actually curious if you can get him to rage quit just by showing the medevacs. Like, it would be so... I don't think it's gonna happen, but it'd be really funny. Let's see. No, he's not gonna... No, okay. He does pull all of the workers, though, because he's like, oh my goodness, this guy has a lot of stuff in my bed. That's so funny. The two... This is gonna be so much healing, by the way. Do I even have to fly these away? I guess if the drones come, I do. I can just keep doing it like this. Maybe I should even try hard micro, only use like 1 medevac per marauder. Oh crap, he's gonna have creep there. I kind of forgot that creep existed. There we go. This guy must be incredibly confused, by the way. Why does this guy have 2 medevacs? What? I'm never gonna be able to clear that creep like ever, I think. Well, he does only have 2 roaches, so maybe I can. These 2... Is that a spore crawler? This is a spore crawler. No, he's gonna... Oh, he didn't target the right medevac. That would have been so funny if he built a spore under my medevac and actually killed it. And I'm gonna go here again. Like, these marauders, I think they just have too much healing, to be honest. Like, I don't... Look at this. These medevacs are not gonna run out of energy. I do need to be super careful, by the way. Let me take my 3rd base while I'm at it, because why not? Like, the energy is still just completely buzzed. He had to pull his roaches back home. I'm pretty sure those were just the roaches that were in my base. Oh, he does have some zerglings now, so I really do have to be careful. I do have some SCVs over here. Now, I'm making a double or reactor starboard medevac. Let's see here, my medevac's hat. Soon I'll be able to do another 4 medevac, 4 marauder drop. I think this guy didn't realize all the time that my marauders are here, which is pretty painful for him. Now, he is trying to mine from this, but I don't think that I'm ever going to let that happen. I'm kind of surprised he hasn't retaken his base. I really feel like this guy was trying to mind game me on so many... How is the creep there already? He was trying to mind game me on so many different levels. Now here, guys, I'm about to blow your mind, okay? We are going to do... Not you. We are going to do the 6 medevac, 6 marauder drop. I can't believe he ran into a strategy that this is good against. That is so dumb. That's actually... I feel so bad for this guy. I mean, he did cheese me, so he kind of deserves it. But you know what I mean? I do something so ridiculous that he has such a good chance of winning against, but then because he plays 1 base roach, he runs into someone playing instant marauders. Like, that is just... I think I can defend this with my SCVs, by the way. Here we go. The 6 medevac, 6 marauder drop. I don't think I even have to look at home, but I'm going to look anyway, just in case. I have so many SCVs. Maybe I should be targeting the roaches with these marauders, because they literally do double damage against those. Got 2 more medevacs finishing, because of course I do. I think in this game in total, I probably built like 11 marauders Oh, he's making a spire, dude? Oh my god, no, he's making a spire. What the hell? I didn't see that coming. Wait, should I make it like a, what do I make? There's no way he's gonna make a lot of mutas. And dude, if he's making mutas from next to my base and kills me with it, I would be incredibly... Well, actually, I should make marines instead. Yeah, that makes way more sense. I'll make marines instead and just use my 8,000 medevacs to heal my 2 marines. He is actually making some mutas there, isn't he? Yeah, okay, I'm making combat shields already. Yeah, those marauders are going to... Like, those mutas are going to finish, and the marauders are going to die. I guess I should probably just target that. Bring these medevacs back home. Now, depending on how many mutas he made roaches? Why did he make roaches? Oh, look at this. Wait, I didn't know you could actually kite them that hard. You can kite them without even taking one shot. That's brutal. Is that a... Oh, there's a couple mutas in his main, right? Yeah, there's a couple. Maybe I can even kill the spire. This base is gonna die too. Marauders do a lot of damage to buildings, guys. Look at this. Boom. Boom. And now, even though I just have a couple marines, which are not that good against mutas, I have 8 medevacs for 5 marines. I don't think these marines are gonna die anytime soon. Tell me if you think I'm wrong. I don't think they will. Does this... He took the gold base, didn't he? Of course he took the gold base. Why? I'm so silly. Everyone is on crack today. At least they're playing like it. So this guy must have the good... There's just no other way. I have so many medevacs, I'm going to send 2 home to heal my marines extra. Because he's probably going to counterattack with the mutas if I had to guess. Let's see. I wonder how long he's had... If he doesn't have the gold base, I'd be surprised. Yeah, I was going to say, I wonder how long he's had that for. Now, he actually has a lot of eco too. He's making a lot of units from that. Sadly for him, I have literally too many medevacs. I would be surprised if a single unit dies, even without me microing anything. Well, the medevac would die. Let's exclude the medevac from that. Like, look at this healing. That is so painful. All right, well, this was a hell of an episode, to say the least. I think every single game was insane, not just because my strategies were ridiculous for once, but all my opponents played kind of ridiculous as well. What was the first game was the 1-base Hellbat attack into the Thor, where we ended up having 4 SCVs with 2 Ravens against a Thor and a Raven, something like this. The second game was the mass sentry game against the person going for the engineering bay block into the proxy star per Hellion drop into the Thor tank attack. And now we did a medevac, like 50% medevac army build against someone playing proxy roach into the gold base into mutas. It literally felt like I was playing against clones of myself. This was a really fun episode. It was freaking crazy. My brain got broken many, many times, but it was really, really fun. And I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. If you did, give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see y'all for the next video. Adios.